Tiana. Welcome to Child Free for Life. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself first?
My name's Tiana. I'm 21 and I am from England, born and raised.
Thank you. Do you think where you grew up and the way you were raised impacted your decision to not have kids?
Um, no, I had a really happy childhood. I was the oldest of quite a lot of siblings, and I do actually have a genuine love for children. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like my decision is rooted from trauma or any negative upbringing. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's just mostly based on practical, emotional, and like personal reasons, if I'm honest.
Got it. Um, was there like a specific moment when you realized I don't want to have kids, or have you never wanted kids? How has that been for you?
Um, I think there was a specific moment that kind of like opened my eyes, and I was like, oh, actually, yeah, I don't want children. I think I must have
Mm-hmm.
been about 14 and in secondary school or high school, and one of my friends ended up pregnant, and I just saw how much that affected them, like from being a
Mm-hmm.
child to now becoming like a mother, and that was definitely eye-opening on how it can
Mm-hmm.
drastically change your life.
Definitely. How has dating been for you?
It's been It's actually been really difficult. Well, not in the sense of I haven't been able to date at all, but more in the sense of whoever I've dated so far have seemed to try and change my mind about children.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning, they're always, oh yeah, I don't want kids either. I totally agree. And then a few weeks down the line, they're like, actually, how would you feel about if I accidentally got you pregnant and then we ended up keeping it? And I was like,
Oh, wow.
that doesn't feel like the best kind of route
Decision.
I would like to take.
I guess it's been difficult to find a person with the same mindset.
Mm, especially in like the local area. Yes, it's been very difficult.
Hmm. Do you still see meaning in marriage? Would you want to get married?
Um, would actually, I would enjoy to get married, but I don't feel like it's. I would like to get married, but it's not more of a life goal that I'm aiming to reach. It's not the be all and end all. If it happens,
Hmm.
then that would be amazing. But at the same time, marriage can be quite expensive and quite taxing as well. So I don't think I would if I had the option to.
Got it. Have you considered sterilization, and is that even an option in England?
Yes, I have considered it, and yes, it is an option in the UK. However, it's not as easy to access at my age. So a lot of doctors I've spoken to and a lot of therapists as well are very hesitant to accept to put me on the sterilization list, mostly because of my age, which I
Hmm.
can understand. However, a lot of oh, you'll regret it in the future. But at the same time, I can understand their decision as well. But I think in the UK, you have to wait until you're 30 before you're considered it for
Hmm.
it, or you have to have at least one child.
Hmm. So there are certain conditions you have to fulfill
Yeah.
before. Mm. What are your biggest frustrations with being child free?
I think my biggest frustration is the assumption that I'll just grow out of it or that I'm being selfish or that I just haven't met the right person.
Hmm.
It's definitely exhausting hearing it from everyone and anyone when they hear that you're taking the child-free route, having to defend myself and my decision.
Have you felt a certain type of judgment from friends or your family?
Yeah, I have, especially from those who have children. I have felt a
Mm.
different type of judgment or frustration from them compared to those who are planning to rather than haven't type of
Hmm.
situation. So yeah, I would definitely say I have.
What advice would you give someone who is facing a breakup over this?
Oh, I would probably say to them the same thing I'd probably say to my past self is, as hard as it is, don't stay with someone just because you're hoping that they'll either change their mind or you because you think it's the only person for you. If you have like a different idea for your future, it's okay to leave the relationship and go through the breakup because it's probably
Mhm.
kinder to part ways now than I don't know 3 years down the line and you've invested so much emotional energy and whatnot through it.
Mhm. Definitely. Do you have any regrets, fears, or doubts that come up around this choice?
Um, no, I don't think I do, if I'm honest. If anything, I feel quite at peace with my decision. Like, I know in myself, and I know I'm not mentally, emotionally, or financially in a place, or ever will be in a
Mm,
place where raising a child would be the best thing for me and those around me at the same time. So, no, I don't feel like I do have any regrets or doubts about it. But that doesn't mean I haven't ever had any doubts. I do feel like
mhm.
at some point throughout it, I will question my decision as you do. But there's always going to be that moment where you're kind of like, oh, yes, I remember why I'm child free now still.
What brings you most joy in this lifestyle?
Oh, what brings me the most joy? Well, there's quite a lot of things, but if I had to narrow it down, I would probably say the freedom of how I get to rule my own life and how I get to focus on my own passions and when and where and just simply enjoy my own peace and independence. And I can go out without having to think, oh, I've got X, Y, and Z to think
Mhm.
about or different to consider. I can just act impulsively.
Totally. Is there a stereotype about child-free people that really annoys you?
Yeah, I feel like the stereotype that surrounds us as child-free people is that we hate children or that we're selfish or
Mm,
cold. But I feel like in reality, that is very far from the truth for a lot of us. Still, I feel like the decision to be child-free is often just simply from having a different type of self-awareness and just choosing
mhm.
not to have children. But that doesn't mean we don't care about others. It just means we know what kind of life we want for ourselves realistically and what would be the happiest type of life for us, which would mean being child free.
Very well said.
Thank
Um,
you.
anything else I didn't ask that you would like to add?
I was wondering, I've had this question quite a few times actually,
Mhm.
since people have known, like in my close circle, that I have decided to be child free, and is if I resent people who have children or if I have a dislike for people who do. And I
Mhm.
feel like I could probably speak for a lot of us. I'm not saying every single one of us in the community, but I would say that just because we don't want children doesn't mean we don't lack love, patience, and purpose. Like, I personally can admire a really good parent and I do adore some children, but that doesn't mean
Mhm.
I myself should become a parent or resent people who do become parents. I do have some friends that are parents currently, and that doesn't mean what's the word? I would put them down because they've chosen that path. It's just a different path to what I would have chosen.
Thank you so much for sharing, Tiana. Thank you for coming to the channel.
Thank you so much for having me.